All right, we are live, folks. Happy Wednesday. I am here with the one and only Jennifer Thompson of I Am Magazine because they have the men's division, and me and like a million hounds, it seems, are in that. So, how are you today, my friend?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me today. I am here.
Oh,
Very happy to be of assistance always.
oh my goodness. I'm always happy to have you. And April Wyatt, she may be in the comments, folks. She is doing a lot of things, getting ready for her Bali retreat. So, we gave her night off. All right. So, she is good to go. Happy lady. And so thrilled with all the things she's got going on. So, if you are just tuning in, maybe this is the first time, this is episode 4 of the Redneck Connector Hotline. And wow, I am having a ball. So, go ahead and pull that goofy picture up because everybody sees AI graphics everywhere. And I had FOMO. And a friend of mine put out that Redneck Professor X stuff, right? So, since then, I'm like, okay, how good and bad can it be? I don't want to call any comics out or comic strips, but there's a couple of most of them in the newspaper. I used to read them every day in the Sunday comics, and they stunk. That's how I feel about my AI graphics. So I'm gonna have a good time putting out goofy, fun graphics. So make comments, make fun of it. That's what they're for. But on the flip side, the conversation is extremely real. And let me see, I can get this button to work. There we go. So tonight we're gonna have a blast. This podcast, Bill Leenan, he is an extraordinary guy. So tonight is not about fixing anybody. This show is not about they're broken and I'm some guru and I'm going to fix you like Yoda. No. All right. Uh, Bill and Eric have already built real experience. They have credibility. They have useful work. And we get the privilege of meeting them at that next decision. Right. A lot of folks, look, I didn't expect to win, I'll be honest. So when I started actually doing well and people started coming to me and I was providing solutions, it opened up a whole new world of challenges. Well, that's the only thing I promise people in the house, better problems, right? So you're going to get to meet these guys, starting off with Bill, right? Has 25 years of IT experience all up there in Silicon Valley. Uh, has several credible ways to enter companies. He does, right? And we hear this theme in the last, what, 3 episodes? Almost too much, right? Like you're so good, you almost got too many things, and it's hard to figure out what to go first. So we're gonna figure out, hey, what goes first, right? And Eric also wants more people. He's in IT as well. But trust is already setting in. They're already sending him a signal because he has folks that are referring him from IT, right, in the industry. And so one needs the right front door, the other may need right co creators. And then we have Dr. Christopher Colombo, all right? I call him the unicorn, right? MD, positive psychology, retired Lieutenant Army Colonel. Great guy. He's going to be putting in his insights when we talk to our guest today. So thank you so much. And let's see, let's go back real quick before we run the intro and get this conversation started. I hate to say it, but it kind of have to, right? Don't forget to like, subscribe, don't miss anything. And also, Bill Leenan, our guest today, we also did a podcast so you can really get this real information, right? He didn't invoice me, and he gave away a bunch of good stuff. So if you like what you hear today and you need this, hey, it'll be launched Friday morning, folks. So go to the Hounds of Business on YouTube, listen to the combo. He's got a lot of good stuff, got a book, all kind of things. And then last but not least, guess what? Yeah, y'all gonna laugh at this one. This show is brought to you by the guy coming on the show today, Bill Leenan. All right, 40% better. So you're gonna learn a little bit more about him. But I wanted to make sure that we gave him the open. Uh, if you want if you want to help your technical leaders improve team performance by 40%, 24 weeks, check out 40bp, all right, .com. It's the real deal for building stronger engineering teams and confidence through connection. So thank you, Bill. Welcome to the Hounds. We got married in Vegas, y'all. Like we met, I think we fell in business love and just kept rocking and rolling. This guy is so heart centered, down to earth, and wow, he is a wealth of knowledge, y'all. So let's do it. Jennifer, you have real quick because don't leave after the college. I Am Magazine, they had their anthology rollout, and you want to spill the beans real quick?
Absolutely. Yes, our anthology is fantastic. We have 20 authors with very powerful stories in their decision on becoming. And talking about becoming, we are just hit our best in international bestseller status in Amazon in 3 different categories in 5 different countries, and we are very excited about that. So I invite you to Amazon, look Becoming a Decision, and take advantage of our price this week on the Kindle edition. It's 99 cents. That's the digital copy.
Yes, and don't leave. We're going to chop it up a little bit. They had webinars, so many people there. And it's one of those things where we all get busy. But when I heard these ladies and men talk about what they're writing in this, I'm actually going to read it this weekend. I'll be honest, right? No excuses. I can relate to it. So it's all about the right room, folks. Share your insights, ask questions in the comments. We'll do our best to get to it and meet people. It can be that simple, right? You don't have to go to formal networking all the time. Just be in the right room. So glad you're here, folks. Let's run the intro and get the party started.
Looks like your business might be in a bit of a pickle. Don't you worry about a thing. You ain't alone in this. You're just a success story waiting to happen. Trust me on that. Every bump in the road is just an opportunity wearing a clever disguise. Welcome to the Hounds of Business community, where we don't just sit around twiddling our thumbs. Nope. We turn those obstacles into mighty fine stepping stones. This here's a place where high-level entrepreneurs and sharp professionals gather to grow their businesses and mindsets, kind of like how a good old gumbo needs the right ingredients to be something special. Ideas thrive here, and collaborations, well, they're as natural as sweet tea on a hot day. Success, it's a journey, and we're fixing to walk that road right beside you. Now, don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn for all the latest tips and insights. We're talking about the kind of wisdom that'll keep you ahead of the game. And while you're at it, head on over to our YouTube channel. We've got ourselves a treasure trove of videos, from expert interviews to webinars, everything you need to stay sharp in this fast-moving world of business. The Hounds of Business community? Well, we ain't just a network, we're a movement. So why not come on and be part of something bigger? Join us today and let's turn your business journey into a real Southern success story. Together, we'll achieve greatness, just like crawfish and singing on a Friday night.
Crawfish and singing on a Friday night. You know, actually, Bill is one of the few folks from that area of California that probably does. He's an international man of mystery, I think, y'all. So here's a little bit of the backstory. First of all, I met Bill at another networking event. I said something I thought was crazy and on point. And then he said something equally as great. And that was it. I was like, hey, so we connected. And when I met him, here's the fun part. Got on Zoom. Y'all see my backdrop, right? We got on Zoom. This guy's sitting out. It did look like a backdrop. He's got a big storage container on one side and an old truck on the other side. Now, first thing I remember him saying is, that's not a backdrop. And I was like, all right, this is my guy. I mean, here we go, right? It's in the stars, y'all. So really down to earth, dude, we had a good conversation. And I want to point that out. A lot of you all still think that you have to sit down and have a sales call, an alignment call, and do all this stuffy stuff. I'm telling you, you're in the right room with the right person. You chop it up, good things happen. Good overlap happens, y'all. So that's the key. All right, so let's get it going. Bill's backstory before we pull him up on the phone. All right, Bill had spent 25 years building software teams in Silicon Valley, including teams that delivered work people called impossible. You ever heard that one before? If you're a hound, yeah, we already know that's not right. But now he's turned those lessons into 40% better. So Bill reminds me of a guy who's kind of like, hey, I don't like to sit around and flip the light switch on and off, and I want to go out there and help people and make an impact. He's not done. Reminds me of my old mentor. So helping technical experts become leaders who build stronger, faster, and more resilient engineering teams, right? And this is fun. So I'm going to bring him up, but I think about it this way. If you have the best race car, NASCAR possible, right? You have the best car. That thing should win the race, no doubt. But your pit crew sucks and your driver's confused. You're not winning the race. So you have to have both halves of the circle. So let's go ahead, Sam. Go ahead and give him a call. See if we can get Bill on the phone. Let's see. He might actually have rotary dial. Hey, Bill, you with us?
I'm here.
All right, mute whatever else you're in.
I think it's is just you on the phone in my ears right now.
It sounds good. Let's see. I don't see Sam back there jumping up and down backstage, so it must be fine. There you go.
Cool.
How are you doing today, big dog?
I'm good. And unfortunately, I'm in suburbia. I don't have all the forest, the trucks, all that stuff behind me. But other than that, it's good.
Now we'll send pictures. Actually, we got some pictures to put on screen while you're talking, so folks can see you.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, we'll have Jennifer do take care of all that. She's pushing all the buttons here for, and I'm pushing buttons, driving her nuts. So we're good to go.
Nice.
So you heard the backstory. Here's what I want to bring up before I continue.
Mhm.
You and your partner, your business partner, have 3 possible corporate entry courses. All right, and that's a good problem to have. Let's start there. Right. I remember when only one would have been a dream. Right. Like I wanted to make sure I had one package. But then you get to this point where you're like, I got IP, more than God, and lots of things moving, right? So that's a good problem to have if anybody's out there. The question now, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, is what leads so the companies see one clear front door, right, instead of 3 unrelated choices, right? It reminds me of that old adage where you put the 2 dog bowls right in front of the dog and it don't know what to do. Like that's me. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but I'm ready to admit it. So is that accurate so far?
Yeah, it is. And for us, the entry point is better communication. That's really the starting point. For those that are seeing this, the book title up there, Talking with Strangers, that's part of our ecosystem.
Yeah.
And I think it's the simplest and easiest way for people to get started on improving how their business operates. And you're talking about race car teams. I spent a lot of years working with race car teams and driving my own race car. And one of the things that's critically important is communication in the pits. And you have to be able, especially if you come in with a problem, you have to be able to have everybody communicate really effectively, have somebody understand how to force rank tasks, and have people would be very comfortable going, something isn't right, or this is what I'm working on, or whatever, so that things go smoothly and effectively. The reason that I say that's a good starting point is that if you can't communicate effectively in a business environment, nothing else matters.
Right.
Like it just doesn't. And we don't teach this in school. And I think of this as communication exists in levels, and like math, and you have to work your way up. And what I notice is people don't think like that about communication.
Right.
And then when they don't communicate effectively, effectively. It's anybody in engineering. Like, I hate to say this, I come from an engineering background, but I would say that 99% of the people in engineering don't know how to communicate effectively, even at the executive level, and they can't get what they want. They can't get the support they want. They can't find and get the allies they want for things that would make the company operate better. And even at the executive level, they're not doing it effectively. Right. You know, I've sat with CTOs that, you know, they're there for historical reasons, not because they're great communicators. And that is a very expensive problem. Like, people don't realize how many millions of dollars they're losing annually because of this blind spot.
Oh, yeah. All over the place, not just declining sales revenue and, you know, but then retention costs. Somebody's chasing a, you know, $10,000 raise or something. And by the way, Bill, right, forgive me, I don't know what the heck happened, but we lost audio for, I don't know, a couple minutes. So let me give the real quick update. If you missed the audio, hey, tech issues, live show, right? Courage before confidence. But the question that we're addressing with Bill is, should talking with strangers be the corporate front door? And if so, you know, what must that pilot prove? Who should it be served to? And what doors should that open next? Because he's got a lot of lanes, a lot of offers, and there's a lot of factors involved. So if you just caught into the conversation, Bill was just saying, hey, you know, in the tech world, there's a lot of opportunity and a lot of solutions that sometimes don't get fixed, or, you know, he understands this. He's been there. So let me ask you this, because I want to dive into it. My initial read on this, I'll be honest, my initial read was talking with strangers. You know, I want to test the buyer and business problem and proof and all of that, but it did make sense. And we chopped it up a little bit and then paused it for this show. But let me ask you this, because I want folks out there to know, because they're struggling with this themselves. A whole lot of people, right? Or it's just something that they want to get ahead of, right? You're not struggling with it. You're just like, hey, what should I do? And sometimes we're so close to the trees, we can't see the forest. I mean, right? And so it's just good to talk it out. But what does talking with strangers, why does that feel like the easiest win? To you.
Yeah, so it's again, great question. It's because the way that I've approached this is to break it down into little tiny pieces. I use mathematics as the model for learning, and you know, we all learn math in school as a series of very tiny steps. And so I think about going from social anxiety to social confidence, and to make that work, you have to learn a bunch of baby steps along the way. And oftentimes they're a little bit uncomfortable, but then again, so was learning math when I was a kid.
Right.
And now I can, you know, yeah. So, you know, for a lot of us, it was a little bit uncomfortable. And so if you're a little bit uncomfortable, you can still do the steps. And what I find is that people are really happy about they can see the transformation happening as they're doing the same behavior over and over again. They're doing the same thing in repetition. The starting point that I came up with is this 2-minute exercise at Starbucks. 2 minutes of my time, right? To walk in, order a drink, ask the barista how they're doing, and then leave. And that sounds super simple, but when I started, it was very scary.
Right.
The first time I went to do it, I actually couldn't muster up the nerve to ask the barista how their day was going, knowing in my mind this was me practicing how to start conversations. But on the plus side, the second time I was able to say that. By the time I'd done it 10 times, it was actually quite easy. And at 15, I was like, okay, I need the next level up, right? And I've seen that with the 100+ people that I've trained, and most of them go much faster than I do, right? I'm kind of slow at this stuff. Those people all move really rapidly. A lot of them had amazing results in a week.
Wow. Not to cut you off, be rude, but I don't want to forget, and I want to make sure. So is this problem, because it is, and there's a lot of little nuances we've talked about, right? Like, you know,
Yeah.
being the only person that people will go to. Well, that creates bottlenecks. That's what we talked about in the podcast, right? So there's so many things
Yeah.
to being a really competent, confident leader, communicating well. And, you know, if you're not comfortable with that, or if you got into tech field so you didn't have to talk to people, it's a different world. So my question here is this recognized problem? Like, if you mention this and people go, yeah, now that you mentioned it, it is a problem.
yeah.
Or okay. So the barrier to entry with you and your partner.
People know it's a problem. Yeah. People know it's a problem. They have no idea that it's solvable.
There you go.
You know, people think it's biological, but it's not. It's actually it's an education and a practice problem, just like doing math. And for me, that was the big aha. Was, oh, wait a minute. If it's a learning problem, I can build a system to train myself, and then I can build a system to train other people.
Okay, so it's not a resistance to the issue. Other leaders, CTOs, decision makers, I'll get it out, department heads, they would go, yeah, that we see this. It's just they just don't know there's a solution. So there is a market for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you have the experience. So yeah, just based on that too, and also it's the lower offer, right? So you have different tier offers based on it. And this struck me earlier. You know, we're getting closer to the end of fall, Q4, right? And what do we hear, folks? Put in the comments. What do you hear almost every time in almost very many industries, not just tech field and big companies? Well, we gotta wait till next year's budget, right? As we baby Jesus. So not only on the surface, it already seems smart. Come in with something that they want, right? For lack of better terminology, we say low-hanging fruit. Because that's it. Like, hey, that'd be like coming in and saying, hey, Mike, you need more clarity in your offerings. I knew that. What I needed was somebody to come in and give me a simple solution for it, right? And then the budgeting, right? If that's the lower offer that can get some results, then what's left, right? That's why we do what we do in the house. Like, that's what you do. That's why you wrote the book. If the book makes sense, you go out there and test it out. Hey, that actually worked. Yeah, now I have confidence that Bill knows what he's doing. It's for me. So I think you're straight on with that. What does, let's see. So is this, how is it, you don't have to give all this, the sauce, but whatever you're comfortable with. So how many sessions, and what is the takeaway? What's the biggest takeaway for companies after they do the sessions for this Talking with Strangers?
I think the biggest one is that there's so much wisdom hidden in the heads of shy introverts that's worth a lot of money. You know, you mentioned, you know, I've done all these impossible things people said were impossible. My teams have done that, and the reason they've been able to do that is not because I'm the best software engineer in the world. It's because I get my people, I unlock their fear of speaking up, and all of a sudden, people that are super sharp, but, you know, kind of shy, they're speaking up. And, you know, like, I was one company, there was a project that we volunteered to take on, and the CTO thought it was a 15-month project, and it was one of those Hail Marys to save the company thing. And he said, you know, we think it's going to take 15 months. We only have a 9-month window, otherwise we're going to lose our single biggest client. My team got it done in 8.
Wow.
We had time for extra training, and it's because I was focused on getting the people that were shy and quiet on my team to share their wisdom, and that let us do much, much better productivity, way better product design. And they couldn't have done that before I started unlocking people's ability to speak. Right? And I actually had other engineers on the team come to me and say that in one-on-ones. They were like, holy cow, you know, these people that used to be shy and quiet are geniuses. And so it wasn't just me thinking, oh my God, I'm so glad these people, it was their peers giving them kudos. So, you know, it's amazing what you can do when you can get people to actually feel comfortable speaking up.
So you have a clear outcome. Hey, at the end of the 8-week session, this is what to expect, and you customize that based on the needs of that company or department, right? But you just basically said this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, we customize it. in the one-on-one coaching, we're customizing because different people bump into different frictions, right? Kind of like tutoring our kids in math, right? Not every kid gets approached the same way. So we've got a structured curriculum. People have homework. They're practicing. If they come back and they haven't been able to do their homework because the homework's only a couple of minutes, it's not like it's a big deal. Then we talk through, why are you stuck? What's going on? Do we need to break this down into a smaller step? Do you need to spend more time at the fundamental levels before you go to the next level? It's just like math, right? It took me a really long time to memorize multiplication. Okay, great. But, now I can do it in my head, and it was a worthwhile investment.
Yeah, Bill, wow, this was actually easier than I thought, man, because you're already put together. I think the writing's on the wall, man. I'm going to bring Christopher up because he's a sharp guy, and he may say, I don't know, like, good job. But well, for me, I'm excited to see this because you're talking about not only large companies and bigger companies that are established that, obviously will recognize you're comfortable. But you like to work with smaller companies, right? Speedboats, the ones that can pivot and make, adjustments. So doing this in the overview, here's how I see it. Lead with talk with strangers. Talking with strangers, absolutely lead, right? It's well branded with the book. It can be a takeaway, it can be included. They can get that, when you do the workshops and do that as just the founding company pilot, right? You're formulating this company, throw a big block party, and reach out to people in the past. We talk about this a lot. Reach out to people that loved you in the corporate setting, maybe you haven't talked to for a while, right? Reconnect with people if you haven't already done this, and say, hey, guess what, right? And say, look, I'm not trying to sell anything or be weirdo about anything. Just hey, take a look at what I'm doing. Would you give me your feedback, right? If you know some people, you see value, absolutely introduce me. But I'm not sitting here trying to do some sales game. Just I need some help. Want to help people.
Sure.
And then I absolutely believe that because it makes sense for accessibility for smaller companies, all right, scale up startups. And you're going to beat all the other people out there trying to convince these companies to spend money when they're telling you no. All right, oh, the budget. In fact, your argument is, and we had talked about this, so I'll give credit to you. The argument is, hey, a couple grand for what we're doing for 10 to 15 people across 8 sessions, that's petty cash type stuff, right? Like that's
right.
In other words, finish the year strong and then invest the money, and it makes total sense, right? If you come in strong, and of course, working through people, that's the best way to get it. Trust transfer, right? Get ahead of people that know you, like you, trust you, meet people. That's what we're doing inside the Hounds. You got that on your own, and that's it. I would say, hey, position it in the business language, like you said, around communication, confidence, the leadership, the ability to actually drive the NASCAR. That's exactly on point.
Exactly.
Not as a clinical promise. Like stay away from the interpersonal stuff because companies I wouldn't say like we're going to beat social anxiety. We're going to help you all function better. Less retention costs. More rate of return, better sales quotas, right? That kind of stuff, better innovation. You know the drill.
Right.
So, but it's the fun part because it's not the economic engine, but really what it is, it's a intentional or deliberate doorway. That's it. It's designed to get in the door, prove that you are not full of shit, and deliver extraordinary value so you can get called back. I know it sounds crazy and simple, but it's very rarely done. I stumbled upon it because I just hate sales so bad. I refuse to even try to be good at it. Yeah. I was like, dude, I'm just going to give out massive samples to hopefully the right people. And it worked. So, and one more thing about this, man, pick out a few rock stars and talk to them. And you can come to me about this. You're in the Hounds. Pick out some rock stars. This is a really good, organic, no BS, but intentional way. If you got some real good rock stars that are known in your industry or helping you build, just get a panel chopped up or something. Have a conversation. Maybe they, ideally someone else that could benefit. So we had a show or we had a pre-recorded conversation. Then when people come, they go, oh, wow. Yeah, these are 2 people that I can respect talking about the subject. You don't have to sell shit. You don't, right? Now the call to action is one clear lane. Go here. Go here and check out my book, or go here and check out my front end offer, because that's it. the companies aren't afraid to invest and get better, Bill. You know this. What they're afraid to do is hire another company or person that promised the world and didn't really deliver the goods. And that is not you. So get Christopher on the phone if you would, my friend Sam, if he's already there. But Bill, did we hit the nail on the head? Because I wish it was a big eureka moment, but sometimes it's just talking it out, going, yeah, I thought that. Dadgummit, we're good.
Definitely.
Yeah. And comments.
Yeah,
So,
I'm here, Mike. You want to put me in, Coach? Keep answering.
yeah, Christopher Colombo, MD, positive psychology, military experience. Go for it, but big dog.
First of all, thank you for time. I love when I'm on these things, and I don't regret it for 20 minutes. Like, this is sometimes when you're in leadership development, it feels like shouting down a well, and all you hear is the echo of So, you putting this stuff into practice, and as a physician, right, I hear so many parallels with technical software development, IT, or physician, engineers, academics, and you rely on to be the expert, and that's how you get elevated to a leadership position. And then you mistakenly think that expertise is the way to lead. And it's not. It's getting everybody's expertise on that team to flourish so that you don't have to be the smartest person in the room, because the chances of that being true in a big company are very low. You're going to want to find the smartest person. And I love it. You're just going straight practical and great. So to speak up and lend your expertise to the team. I hear a lot of parallels with psychological safety being underlying why people are willing to communicate. What you said, you knew that your coffee shop exercise needed to go to the next level because you stopped being uncomfortable. Right? That being on the edge of uncomfortable is how you grow. Is such a powerful message to get through to folks that you're trying to build these skills in.
Thank you. Yeah, it's
Yeah, there's that learning concept of the right amount of stress. So you get stress, which nobody learns. You get distress, where you challenge so much that nobody learns, and then you find that happy ground, that eustress right in the middle.
exactly.
You got just enough challenge to push, but not so much that you break.
Right. Yeah. And that's, I think it's when you're in that place, if you go, oh, wait a minute, I'm doing this thing and it's not nearly as much of a challenge as I thought it would be. Well, great. You just get through that step faster.
Right. Yeah. There's your sign.
Yeah. And it's also part of the reason that I think of this is because I always think about knowledge transfer. And if I've learned this thing in this system, how do I teach it to the people that work for me, right? The people on my team. How do I teach it to them? How do I teach it to somebody else in the company in a different org? And as a parent, I think about how do I teach this stuff to my kids? And so having it be very granular and little tiny steps along the way makes it very easy to get that knowledge transfer to happen.
Absolutely. And I think you're pulling one of the classic Jedi mind tricks because, let's face it, psychological safety has a bad rap as being foofy, right? And huggy and touchy-feely. And that's the fastest thing to turn off technical types, right?
Right.
We just want the right answer, right? We want to do what we're best at. That's what we went to the 27th grade to learn how to do. And when you bring it back to, look, these concrete skills are vital for your business to flourish. If no one's talking, they're not bringing you problems before they become disasters. And if no one feels comfortable, even when they do bring you problems, they're not going to express solutions, and you're not going to get the best out of them. So this is not because we want, hugs everywhere. We're nice people, we want that, but really, nuts and bolts. This is how you keep a business from dying. If the only person that's talking is the expert that founded it, they're going nowhere fast because they're not leveraging all the synergy they can get out of all the smart people that are part of that firm. So you cracked the code. You've made, that into something practical that is going to latch on to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Christopher, thank you for that. Don't go anywhere. We got Eric coming up. But Bill, what did you hear in that? Because what I hear is simple. Hey, one more, same thing. You got so many reasons that companies would gobble this up and really see it. And so
Right.
what's that one measure or design choice that belongs in that pilot now or the marketing?
So, one of the things that Christopher said a couple times is he mentioned psychological safety, which is a huge underlying reason for doing what we do. Because when people have, I think of social anxiety versus social confidence. And when you have social confidence, you've already built your own psychological safety. I tend to think in terms of psychological safety as something that's fosterable by a team lead, but it's really the responsibility of the individuals to build their own.
Right.
And because if you're not going to build your own psychological safety, like I can't force you to be psychologically safe.
Right.
That's an exercise and you doing your own homework to build your own skills. And so part of it is, you're doing the work to figure out how to have these conversations and how to get over your fear and understand better beliefs and mental models for communication.
Right.
And seeing the results of that so that you have predictability and you know the outcome. Because psychological safety, to a large degree, is just it's our brain doing pattern recognition and saying, if I do this thing, I won't get hurt, right?
Right.
And so, whereas before, like I was afraid that if I did this thing, it would hurt somehow, right?
Right.
And once I was willing to say, okay, let's look at this differently. Now the experiment becomes, how do I take the risk and step out and say this thing, whatever it is I do, and have the expectation that if I do get hurt, it will be minor.
Well, Bill, I got to stop you. You're going to give a whole damn class away for free. I can't have you do that. No. So here's what we're going to do. Yeah, Bill's he's like me. He's just like, I just got to help people. I'm like, I forgot this is a paid class. So, hey, you got a book. Let's go put it back up on the screen. You've got the book, Talking with Strangers. That would be the easiest entry point anyone here. So if you know anybody in the space, hey, gift it. Merry Christmas. Get the Talking with Strangers book. And then your website, right? 40pb.com. Stands for 40percentbetter.com.
Right.
And
40pb is focused on leadership. Mm-hmm. Communication is a part of leadership. And I just realized as we're talking, I don't actually have a page that's dedicated to this book, and I need to do that.
Hey.
I just like, oh my God, I should be sending people to that page, and I don't have the page built. I got to go do that. So my homework after this call is to go build up that page. But for me, communication is a critical element in being an effective leader. I look at leadership as a 5-pillar approach. Communication is the easiest starting point, as you were talking about earlier, right? To get into there, and it helps. Even if you don't want to be a leader in a company, being a more effective communicator opens up all kinds of doors and opportunities, and you get noticed and promoted.
Yeah, and it could be a standalone book for introverts. It really was. What I've seen of it made sense. Yeah, because but we got to go because we got to get Eric on the show. Hey, here's the thing.
Oh yeah, of course. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. Dude, you know me. Me and you, we better grab a Snickers, man. We'll talk for because you have great things to say. You're all heart. You're doing amazing stuff. So
thank you.
Hey, everybody go out there and repost, share. You got people, primarily tech companies, leaders, that's his sweet spot. But if you got shy folks out there, people who can benefit from what you heard, hey, shameless plug, well earned. Bill Lennon, guys, 40bp.com. And Christopher Colombo, he ain't going anywhere. Oh, my pleasure, brother. I appreciate you coming today, my friend. And Christopher, thank you for the insight, because this guy, hey, iron sharpens iron. So here's the memory darts. Here's the takeaway for folks listening live or on the replay. A doorway should offer the open next door. That's a doorway, right? Walk in and get a next door, not a hallway, not 50 more doors, right? And I think of it like a shopping mall. If you walk to a mall or a building and you saw 50 doors, you'd be like, especially with no labels, one door, walk in, different departments, right? A map. And Bill's really, really good at this. And so it was really fun just to kind of affirm this, bring this conversation up. And again, it's a pilot, right? You're not, it's a pilot. Okay, so, proof, access, learning, right? It's a great way to improve the higher end offers that people will want once you land it well. So you're not just delivering training, right? You're delivering results from the inside out. So take that away. I like how Bill said, hey, you got to have two halves. You got to have a good car. You also have to have the best team to execute it. That's what I do, right? And he's not saying, well, let's go fix everything, throw the baby out with the bathwater. Hey, I'm going to meet you where you're at, make some tweaks, boom, right? Spark plugs out, we're going to fix the spark plugs, right? And boom, not overhaul. Because I know a lot of consultants out there just talking way too much, talk more than me, right? I'm not a consultant, I can talk, right? But yeah, thank you for bringing that practicality. And so we're going to go to, this show is also brought to you in part by another guy you just heard from, right? Resident expert tonight, Dr. Christopher Colombo, MD. Wait a minute, that's not him. There it is, right there. There we go. Got it. So, Dr. Christopher, again, man, thank you. I want to give you a massive shout out because you help healthcare leaders build real leadership credibility and team trust when the pressure's on, right? This guy trains military special forces doctors working in the ER, practical experience, right? Because they don't teach you that in medical school. They teach you how to be a doctor, right? It's kind of like Bill and the IT stuff. Like they don't teach you how to actually manage all of this. So thank you guys. Go over to functionalmentoring.com if you want better feedback, more resilient performance, and more resilient teams. All right, go check out Christopher. He's got lots of great stuff. And I think he has an assessment on there. No, you got 7 words quietly keeping you stuck. So if you're not ready to have the talk with Christopher, go peek at his website. He won't see you. All right, then talk to him. All right. So now we're going to switch gears to Eric Zajac. I can't believe I got that right. I have other good qualities. I don't mind being a broken speaking spell. Okay. So Sam, do we have him on the phone? Hey, Sam, is he already on the phone? There you go. She already knew I was going to do it, y'all. Make the ring ring noise. All right. Look, Bill wants to do it too. All right. So everybody but Eric, please mute.
Eric is in here. Hello, Eric. Ring ring.
That ring thing was worth getting out of bed this morning, I'll tell you.
I got you. I got it this time. I figured it out. Eric, are you there?
Did you go to the bathroom break on our live?
Said I got a ring. Uh-oh.
Nature calls.
Oh. He just muted. It looks like he might be there now. Eric, you're up. Bring, bring.
I don't think it's your ringing that the problem is. Hang on.
Okay, I'll stop with the ringing. Maybe he just sent a certain tone.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
All right, it's a problem with the headphones. My apologies.
Hey,
I got the computer streaming to LinkedIn, so I'm afraid to jump off a StreamYard, and so I'm on my phone.
oh, you're fine. I yell, talk in the little hole. Yeah, like turn the phone around. But look, Bill's about to die back there, y'all. I wish we should have brought him up with that chuckle. Jesus. Yeah. Okay. So how you doing today, man?
I am doing great, brother. How you doing?
Hey, living the dream, man. So you're a very interesting dude, man. I really enjoy having you in the hounds, getting to know you. Similar to Victor, just an open book, right? If you're like, what's Eric up to? Nothing. What you see is what you get, man. So I appreciate that. And here's my assessment. You already have the right language. I had the privilege of showing up to one of your events because you do a lot of inner work, well-being, hypnosis, hypnotherapy. And, we talked about this for a long time. I resisted that. And only to come to find out that it wasn't the NLP and the way that you guys, it wasn't what you were doing. It was the goofy way it was marketed that turned me off. Right? It's like blockchain, Bill. Bill's back there. It wasn't blockchain I had a problem with. It was that stupid used cars lot marketing that came with it. I couldn't take it seriously. And then the hounds, you, April, and a lot of folks said, no. This is what it is. And I saw great value, because if we're not okay inside, then the business ain't going to do what it could do. I mean, you're Atlas. So I really appreciate that, because I went to your thing. I saw people that loved you. They really supported you. And you just got down the tax. You didn't talk about it. You didn't lecture about it. You just said, hey, here's what we can do. And I thought, wow. Right. So are you blushing yet or no? Should I keep going?
You'd see me on camera right now glowing in the dark.
There you go. Good. Hey, it's well learned. I don't flatter, but I don't hear enough positive shit. So there you go. And you're in IT, right? You have a background in IT. And this is what's fun, because you want to help people in the experience that you have, right? You want to help them live better, have clarity, do all the things, right? And this is the fun part. So you understand IT people and the pressures firsthand, right? And you've lived that. And you have your coaching business now that's called Easy Living Coaching. Did I get it right?
That's correct.
All right. And you said you wanted to help more people in IT. And what was interesting is you already had someone that sees value in you, right? Who is in the space, and that recommends and introduces you to the people that he believes that can help you. Is that correct?
Yes, not so much in IT, but yeah, outside of IT.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but it's not a stretch. So in the business world, someone who's not in your space, they're not doing hypnotherapy or anything, or right, they're just outside, but they're referring you. So the point is, you have credibility. What's the difference between 1 and 100? Scale. Right? That's it. That's basically it. If you did it once, you can do it again. It's just a matter of how. So the fun part is you don't have to chase people down the street like a dog catcher, right? You're already bug zapping. I saw the people, I saw their responses in your workshop, and they really enjoyed it, right? So you may not have to begin with a bigger audience. So here's the question. Here's what I want to make sure that I got this question right, that we're going to chop up. Before you chase a larger audience, before you try to expand programs and get more people into it, should you invite 5 trusted IT insiders to help sharpen the problem, the language and the offer and the introduction path, right? That was pretty much it. Should I really lean into this? Is there merit to lean into helping people in the IT space, which I'm all about? Is that right?
Yeah, I think as I had started building out the business, I stayed away from the IT, almost like kind of like counter IT. But then, more and more I look around and you still see it, like this connection in the office.
Right.
And, there's a lot of people here that could just use the help that I know I can provide.
Yeah. You said you wanted to stay away from IT. If you don't mind, why is that? Because my assumption was when I changed and got into finance, I was really good. Still am, right? Very well versed. There's no way you can touch what I do unless you make millions of dollars. And still, it's competitive. So, but here's the thing: the people who used to work in my old space, they never see me. I could be the president. They'd be like, "Oh, it's just my." Was that it, or was there something else that kind of kept you from wanting to engage, even though you wanted to help people? What kept you from taking it seriously or taking steps toward that?
All right, let me just step back a little. So
okay.
Initially, as I had gotten started building out the business, it was kind of like this. I've been in the IT space for 25 plus years, right? And it was just kind of like I was turning my back on the industry, just like, I'm going to move over here. But, I think in the last couple of months, I've kind of realized, no, these are my people. They need help just as much as I did.
Yeah, see, that's why I like it.
So
yeah.
And that's why I'm coming back. Sorry, Mike.
No, don't be sorry. What you're saying is, hey, there's other things, and I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but let's look at reality. You're not looking at this solely based on how much rate of return can I get faster? Who's the ones that are going to say yes? There's nothing wrong with that. But what intrigues me and why I love the hounds is you're like, hey, there's a problem here. And it's worth trying to break the objections or barriers or whatever. And that's why I like you. You practice what you preach. Because, it could be easier to go elsewhere. But you're like, no, I saw a problem there. So I applaud that. I really do. That's part of what I liked about you. So
yeah,
really,
pretty much I'm like a cook who eats his own cooking. all of these methods and frameworks that I use, they've all been through me. Right? Nothing has gone out that I haven't lived and learned, and I know it works because it worked on me.
So the main question is, how do I get this in front of the IT people, breakthrough objections and all of these things, really, even before we go to like pricing and all that stuff. It's like, how do I get in front of them and, not chase them off and things like that, right? Like, in other words, how do I get them to go, yeah, or really speak to their issue? Let me ask you this. What IT people are we talking about first, though? Is it role? Is it leaders? Is it the staff, the frontline workers, supervisors? What career stage are they in? Or is it just kind of like, hey, from what you see, it's all of it? It could be a lot of mix.
Yeah, my work really does lend well to more of the leaders, right? Those are the ones that have been have worked their ways up through the ranks. And I think Bill mentioned this in his interview of, the mindset changes because let's say you're a great engineer and then you're working right. What's the next step for a great engineer to move into that office is you now need to take on a management. So you take on management, you weren't ready for that. And the preparation that you got for it really didn't get you to where you are. That brings in things like imposter syndrome, right? Perfectionism, right? Because the things that got you into that office aren't going to be the things that get you to the next level, right? Now you're dealing with subconscious limitations. Let's call them that for better terms, right? All your beliefs are coming up every time you hit that imposter syndrome thing of, okay, I've seen it a lot of, it's all on me, right? Maybe you were that team lead that kind of supported your team all the way through, and all the work seemed to kind of flow towards that one go-to person, right? Okay, so then you've got that go-to person that
well, not to be rude, but you're on the right track, Eric. So let me ask this before I forget, because I want to because you're absolutely right. You and Bill need to talk. I'm going to connect you all right away, because even if someone takes his thing, if they're lacking confidence or, an internal state, who knows, man? People go through stuff, right? They're going through divorce. They're going through stuff they won't tell you for good reason. So there is a lot I see overlap here. But let me ask you this. How would these folks, just a few, just throw a few out there. I don't want to solve all the world's problems or pretend to, but I want to help give clear direction because we're on to something. These folks, the ones that's coming to your mind, the people you work with, how would they describe it in their words? Not coaching speech. What would they say, right? Like, oh, this sucks. I just work late. Like those kind of things. How would they describe this in the problem in their own words, do you think?
Oh my God, I'm going to be found out that I'm a fraud.
There you go. Look, Bill's back there going, yep, that's true. We need to bring Bill up. His facial expressions are affirming everything, y'all. I love it. What is there any more?
Sure. It's all on me. Right. Those are the most two common ones that I see.
Yeah, all on me. That's the big man theme with IM, right? The men's division. We're talking about that on the podcast. It is. I mean, because we have a lot of responsibilities. People do in general, but it's we just kind of keep it to ourselves, right? And so they just kind of suffer in silence, is what I'm hearing. All right.
And as you suffer in silence, think about what that does to you. If all the weight of the world's on you, what's that feel like in your body? Like it's crushing. It holds you down. It keeps you from feeling that lighter freedom that it's inherent to all of us, but yet we don't allow it in.
Okay. I don't want to assume, but this may seem obvious, but I'm going to ask it the right way. Why is the person that, or more than one, but the one particular, they're already referring you. Why are they doing it? Or what do they believe you can help people change? What is their motivation for this? What?
one, he's a really good friend.
Okay.
Two, I've worked with him a little bit with hypnosis and helped him with things going on in his own life.
Okay. Let me time out because we don't want to, definitely don't share his name or anything. But was he resistant at first, or was it like, yeah, let's go do this? Because I've been all the hounds can tell you I've resisted. I was hard headed. Was he a little bit like, I don't know, but since you're asking, and like, how was that initially?
Yeah, pretty much. It was, I've never done this before, but I trust you, so let's do it.
Yeah, because it's you, I'm open to it. Absolutely. That's why I did breath meditation work and all that with Curtis and April, because I knew they wasn't going to do no weirdness. There you go. So you see where we're building to this? Yeah, dude, duplicate. Yeah, this is like Obvious Day, Captain Obvious Day in the Hounds hotline. I love it. Because you already know a lot of this, that it's just having the affirmation, right? Chopping it up with other people, parsing it out. You're staying away from the trees. You could do this, but you're not going to do it. You're gonna leverage and learn and do like Bill did. Reverse engineer the things that got you to this, and then work on the next level of scaling this into the business model. And you and I can talk after this. But here's the good news. Most people try to work through this. You already got the value. Now it's like a Picasso in a cave with the lights off. Think about it. If we have a Picasso, a valuable painting in the cave with the daggum lights off, is it valuable? What do you think in the comments? Is it valuable? Yeah.
But still a Picasso.
Yeah, it's still valuable, but who the hell can enjoy it? Who's going to interact with it? Can't be seen, can't be appreciated, can't have pictures of it. And that's what I want people out there listening to, especially scale-ups and startup entrepreneurs or people who are pivoting, right? Bill's not new. He's just pivoting into something fun and new and chapters, and that's the key. That's it. So I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to get Christopher back on if we didn't make him go to sleep, because this man works in the ER. I don't want to wear him out. But let's see. Here's the question. You don't have to answer this live. It's kind of shitty to put you on blast, but I'll say it. The question would be, how would you state the intention, plainly, so no one feels ambushed by a hidden call and no one feels ashamed? In fact, what you're doing is, and this is the question I'm going to hand off, and I might bring Bill up here because I see him. He might have something. So Bill, if you have something, we might bring you up, but we got to keep the time down. It's 8:00. However, that's what that's what's hitting me. It's not, can you do this? It's how do I do this without feeling like somebody I'm not, feeling like a performative dude, sleazeball, pushy. If I call my friend and ask them, they're going to go, oh man, did you get into, now you're going to ask me to, do all this weird stuff, right? We see this in MLM. And, but there are good people doing that stuff, right? So to me, I'm going to pause. If Christopher, do you want to pop up and interject? Because I think Stevie Wonder's like, yeah, we pretty much see what's happening here. But if you want to pop in, yeah, go ahead.
No, I where this is headed, right? Because something you said, going back when I retired from the Army, it was like, what are you going to do? I said, I'm build Legos, leave me alone. Get involved in a big organization or coaching vets or coaching docs was the farthest thing from my mind. But what you said of, wait, these are my people, right? So how do you convey that authenticity and that sincerity is just like that. Why one of these folks is because you can, in a sentence or two, evoke that imposter syndrome and identify with them that they woke up at 3 a.m, beating themselves up over every decision they just made yesterday because they don't know what they don't know. You can connect with them and make them see that you understand that moment simply because you were there.
Right. That's exactly the way I'm feeling about it, is that I have had the 3 a.m. wake-up calls, just sitting there going, God, what did that person perceive of that presentation that I did yesterday? What did I miss at work yesterday?
Yep.
What setting did I miss at work?
This next morning, or they're going to know.
Yeah.
Well, it's simple to me. Again, You don't need more people. You just work through the folks who already believe in you, love you, seen value from you, skeptics that turn positive and go, wow, hey, that, why you think I always talk about the hounds people? Because I want people to know. I had country Cletus doing downward dog, y'all. Like if I can go to the country and get the toughest guy to do some Pilates because his knees hurt, modern medicine ain't helping him much. Anything's possible, right? You gotta be careful, you gotta be tactful, but see, that's leadership, that's entrepreneurship. So for me, I think y'all are spot on. Christopher, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Here's what I would do. I would work, and we can do this. You can kick it to me, Eric, and I don't mind to kick back some next thoughts, right? Share some value with you. But I really do believe that the indirect or even direct approach, bring the folks that know you, like you, and trust you, who see benefit, and have that honest conversation. It goes something like this: hey, I'm looking to help more people in the IT space. Me and you are both in it. And I'm not going to try to sell you anything. It's not waste your time. I'm not playing games right now. But I would love if you would sit down, take a look, help me flush it out, right? Make it better. And if you see value, hell yeah, tell them, hey, listen, if you see value, of course I want you to work with me or something. But what I would love is for you to help me do better. And if you see real value, no pressure, introduce me to people. That's it. And we talked about this on the last couple shows. You end up building ownership through that. Right. And is everybody going to say yes? No. And that's my cautionary tale. And I'll stop. And if Christopher wants to pop in a quick thing, or Bill, in 30 seconds, but that's where it gets tough, because when people start saying no to you, you think, what the hell was that? Right. And my advice to you, let it be. Let it be. Don't take it personal. Don't mess around. If people say no and they keep, don't do it. Just go for the yeses. The law of averages is absolutely on your side here. And the people that showed up at that event I was at, that's the people I would start with. I mean, they showing up at 7:00 every event because they get value. So yeah, that's it. Anybody got anything quick you want to add? We got about 20 seconds, but
what Bill said earlier answers this perfectly, right? Why do I not do a thing? Because it might hurt. And how do you know that what you're doing is the right thing? Is because it feels uncomfortable enough to be a challenge. So those no's, they're going to happen. Bank on it. That's how you know that you're stretching and growing your business.
Let me tell you something real quick. I'm going to let Bill pop in if he wants. I heard people say this. I heard this and I thought, oh man, that's just what people who hit success say to, make other people feel better and look good. No. I'll tell you, if you keep going and you focus with the blinders on, there will be a day where people said, oh, hell no, will come back and say, hey, how are you, buddy? Would you like to talk? And again, sometimes you use that fuel, right? The disappointment, the letdown, you use that to go. But the spoiler alert is, once you hit that level, you don't even care. All the things that I'll show you stuff, or, hey, I'll prove this. Yeah, use it to fuel yourself. I think that's a healthy thing. Work through that, because when you get to that point, you won't even give a shit. I seen Bill go, yep, that's right. Like, that's part of that, right? So go ahead, Bill.
So there's one other thing. So this is not baseline. This is kind of more advanced communication. But one of the things that I learned is, when I'm going to present an idea to executives, and I think I've done all my homework, I think it's a great idea. If they say no, then I'm going to ask them why. Because this seemed like an easy, logical yes for you to say, but what am I missing, right? And oftentimes what I found is that they'll tell me, oh, whatever it is, right? And then I can go away and I have two choices. One, I can go figure out how to address their reasoning and then schedule a time to repitch them. Or I figure out, oh wait, this is completely not my audience, right? And I think having that do-over ability, people don't think about the do-over often enough. I've had plenty of executives tell me no on the first try, and then the second try go, oh my God, yes. Because I was speaking to how they saw the problem space. And I didn't feel crushed by that first no.
Yeah. I think it's spot on advice. I appreciate that. To me, I think enough people love you. I've seen people gravitate. You getting guest spots, right? I mean, I put him on I have him do a breakout room. I mean, I'm not stupid, right? I'm in the people business, buddy. I know who not to put in leadership. I always get it right, but close. So I think that's it. Just like good advice. Go after the people that are your biggest cheerleaders. Help them, support them, and I'll stop. But I want people to understand this. People think, and I hear this all week long in general. Oh, I need to post more. No. Listen. Most people who watch this, who are in the hounds, who operate through relationship and trust building, stop it. You do need to post, but why do you got to do every damn thing today? That's the question. What I think most of you need to do is go have conversations. Have conversations, have them guided, have them intentional, but have them normal and natural, right? And then when you guys get ideas and collaborations come up, that's the shit you should post. You're putting the horse before the cart. Right? Does that make sense? Instead of manufacturing kitty memes and taking playbooks from transactional, engagement people, and I'm not knocking them, they're influencers. Influencers can do that, but I got news flash. Most of you listening and in the hounds and in the orbit, you're business people. You need business stuff. And so you taking the little bit of time, a fraction of the time that it takes to post and make content. Go out there, have these kind of conversations, intentional like we talked about, and then as they develop, blast them on social media. That's a 2-for-1. Y'all follow me? Stop trying to make content, then go have conversations. Have the right combos, figure it out, have a convo together. I just did it with Bruce. Bruce said, I want a testimony. I want to give him a testimony video. I said, pull up straight. I made him go put a shirt on, y'all. I did. I was like, hey, get up, put a shirt on. Because I personally hate those hostage take videos where people like, I like the hounds. It's weird. But what is not weird is me and him talking freely about how we met, why we worked together, some of the aha moments. That's not a sales pitch testimony. That's two men chopping it up, right? That's honesty. That's invitation. So that's it. I think you got this. I beat this dead horse until there's nothing left of it. Sorry for the bad analogy, especially if you're in California. I don't know if you heard that, but I appreciate you, gentlemen. Christopher, dude, you're a busy man. You're always supporting people. Thank you for coming on today and sharing your wisdom, brother. Truly appreciate it.
My pleasure, good dog.
Yeah,
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, great talking to you, Bill. Great meeting you.
Great to meet you also, and thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. And Eric, you're a good dude. If somebody didn't like you, I don't know. I wouldn't want to talk to them. You just got an aura about you. You've attracted great people that I personally know. I think you should go for it. And is it going to be easy? Hell no. But again, courage before confidence. I love that question, Bill. People say, Mike, how'd you have the confidence? Man, I didn't have confidence. I had courage to look like a jackass until I figured it out. And then confidence came after the fact, right? So, but again, go get the course, go buy the book, have the conversation, accelerate that so you can get it done faster. So there you go. All these guys out here, folks, we'll put them everywhere. We'll blast them out for you. But go get off the couch. That's all I'm going to say. Opportunity will not plop its ass next to you on that couch. Get up. And, well, what if it's the wrong path? You're going to find out quicker. Get done. All right. It's amazing how I got up here and stuff started falling out the sky. It seriously did. It's wild, man. So y'all have a good time. Eric, I'm rooting for you, brother. Send me what you got. I don't mind to take a look. And the King of Clarity, Steve Woodruff, and I are going to do our annual workshop. And this ain't no upsell type promo. Of course, we want you to see value and hire us before you spend money somewhere else in the wrong area. But this is our way to give back. Right? We're going to be doing that September 24th. Big glasses of milk, helping this kind of clarity situation. So, we'll make sure you get in. And the price of admission is going to be bring a friend. That's what it is. That's all we want now. We want no more strays out there. Too many good-hearted people trying to figure out what to do at asking the wrong questions. They don't know any better. I didn't either. So we're going to come in and clear the playing field. Here's the information. Now you can make a wise or unwise decision. That's how we like to do it here. So without further ado, we're going to give the final shout out to Phil. I always say his last name wrong, but the man's so gracious. He let me do it for too long now. I can't stop. Phil Tetru, right? Rapid Growth Services. Oh, Thank you for backing what we do, man. He is Bill. Yeah, I'm going to connect you with Phil. No doubt. So if you're a founder or an executive out there looking for clear growth direction, smarter market expansion, and a competitive edge, right? Phil's your guy. Go check him out. Go to the website, scan the QR code, rapidgrowthservices.com, and get that revenue execution dialed in right away and move the right way. So thank you, Phil. I love this. All the guys make me look good when I introduce them. That's it. I can say I'm great. People can question it. But when you run with great people and you're connecting and you're pushing other people up and supporting those connections, yeah. And if you're, how do I do that? Reach out, folks. If anything that we do, this show, anything at all resonated with you, the culture, the people, right? The message, I can't make it any more easier. Just DM us or make a comment anywhere you're watching this and say, hey, Mike, you said reach out. That's it. That's all you have to do. We're going to reach out, ask some questions. Maybe it's our lane. Maybe it's something we have that's available that you need to get unstuck. Maybe it's not us. Maybe it's someone else that you need. That's the point. It ain't about us. All right. So that's what we want people to know. You come into the Hounds, you're going to get direction, not just what we want to sell, because that's it. All right. Good-hearted people make an impact when we have time, money, and freedom. I'm sick of seeing people fall out. They don't have the support, people, resources, guidance. That's why we're here. We're not perfect, but we're intentional. We're getting it done, folks. All right. So, yeah, Bill. Do me a favor, Bill. You're backstage. Thank you for that. Go ahead and put in the private chat the link, and I'll blast it up there. And before she falls asleep, and I have to find a new Jennifer. Jennifer, you ready to come up, my friend? I think she said yes. She said a lot back there. I don't know. Okay, well, put yourself. You got the button controls, my friend. Hey, thank you all again, Eric, Bill, Christopher. Hey, go to bed. You're good.
I do. Right.
Thank you,
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the time. Sam, Jennifer, thank you as well.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Thank you all.
Incredible conversation. I think
Thanks, all.
notes.
Eco Sam, if you're comfortable, you can come up stage. You don't have to though.
I'm sitting here in the dark, but you can let me up if you want.
Okay. I just hung up on everybody. I can't keep up. It's like
You ready?
redneck Captain Kirk. There she is. All right.
Oh, so
Yeah, that's all my call is. We don't try to do this alone. You see value, you need something, comment, reach out. We're going to do our best to put you where you need to go. And sincerely, thank you for showing up, attending this, watching the replays. It's amazing. I didn't get here alone, and I don't want you to do it either. So take it away. Let's pull the graphic up. You did an amazing thing. So I'm going to be quiet, give you a couple minutes. And I want you to share this, because when I came in and heard the stories and the people behind it, wow, holy cow. And our very own Kevin Smith, right? What is he? I didn't even know that. That's why I think I know everything. And then I heard Kevin Smith's doing the forward, or did the forward to this. Beautiful. It's like putting the cherry on top. Go for it.
We were so blessed that he accepted my invitation to do the forward for this book. And and I want you to think about this. Every person has a story. Every person has gone through a middle point where you are trying to find direction and you have to make a decision. And that decision is the catalyst for your becoming of today, or who you are today. And that doesn't mean that you have arrived. It means that you're progressing, that you're growing every single time. And that's what I wanted this book to be. But on top of that, I wanted it to be also a tool. So after every story, I have asked every author to put a reflection, an exercise, something at the end of it that will make or help that person that is reading to move on to the next step. And that's what makes this anthology so different. It is not only an anthology of 20 authors and their story and what their decision was and where they are today, but also a collection of tools for those people that are stuck at the moment or feel themselves stuck to take that first step. And that is one of the reasons we've done a lot of marketing for this. We've had plenty of podcasts and shows talking about the real reason of becoming a decision. And the truth is that becoming is not a destination, it is a decision. You choose to move
Yeah.
forward, and that's what it is about.
Yeah. And I got to spill the beans because you ladies just put this on I Am Magazine, right? And on YouTube. And it was the Raw live that we saw yesterday. And I said, look at them like you're dressed up for prom. Boy, you did your hair down, and your sister Jay was all flash and smiles. Everybody came in looking good, was energized, happy, and everything they said, I was like, wow. And that's it. Sam, I'm going to let you have the floor in a second, but that's it. I'm not alone. I'm not the only person dealing with things, feeling like, not my best, right? Overcoming challenges. It was just amazing. The things were said, I was like, gee whiz. Like I relate to almost everybody here. And that's we're not talking about trauma bonding. We're not talking about just running around whining. These are people who have evolved. When they speak, when they write, when you see their post, when you see them live or on a virtual stage, it's growth. And I love that, right? So anything you want to add, because it's 99 cents now, it's international bestseller, and that's great, but this ain't about just title. This is about getting this in the hands of people who go, wow, right?
That's right. It is the rest of the week. It's going to be for 99 cents, the digital edition of it. I do encourage everybody to take a look at it, to read it, to share it, to take advantage of the 99 cents. After that, of course, it's going to go up, but we definitely wanted to give it a push, because these are stories that matter, like your story matters. And it's not, like you said, it's not trauma dumping. It is really about growth and about making that decision of becoming.
Wonderful. And okay, so Bill, if you want to do it now or later, and Jennifer, after we close this, go back to LinkedIn feed, put it in the chat. Nobody else spam my feed. Y'all know I don't like that. But if Bill and you can put that in there, all right? Put that out there because people are asking about it. I want to make sure they get it. And Eco Sam, thank you, my friend, for always showing up. You're getting busier every daggone week, doing amazing things, and yet you still show. It means so much. You lead the networking event as well. And so what do you like to share, if anything? You didn't pay the electric bill because it's dark in there. What else is wrong? We didn't get a GoFundMe?
I actually do like it.
Thanks. Oh, that's good. Yes, just all you can see is me. Yeah, no, you're kind of throwing me on the spot here. I was really so enthralled in the whole conversation today that's basically what I was focusing on. And then I just bought Bill's book. So now that's in my Kindle alongside Becoming a Decision. So I'm really excited to dive in. I've got a lot of books on the go now, a couple from D. Scott Smith. I've got Steve Woodruff's now, Jennifer Becoming, and Bill's. So I'm going to be reading for ages. But yeah, no, you're awesome. This is awesome. Jennifer, you did amazing. Everyone on the show was awesome. And even with the live challenges that we have, you know what, you just keep rolling. Everybody's still watching. There's a ton of support, and I think it's just really cool. So I'm really grateful to be a part of it.
I appreciate it. Yes. And I cannot shake the Jim Rohn quote. It keeps me sane. Don't ask for it to be easy. Wish for it to be worth it. That's it. That has saved me so many times. I'm like, man, this stinks. Then I get a text message. Oh, Mike, you helped me so much. I'm like, well, see, I got a choice to make. Either I put up with the crappy stuff if I want to see more life change. That's it. I mean, the universe is like, yeah, we know you want to quit, but we're not done. So, yeah, I get it. So I appreciate you, Sam. Thank you. You got the Kindness Worldwide meditation, big goals. What is your YouTube channel? Because people may not know that you have kind of a journal, right? Where you're sharing, talking. I'm watching it,
That's true. I do have my blog. Thank you. Yes, my space on YouTube, where I basically do a 2-week update of what's been happening, what I've learned, where I'm going. And it's an accountability piece for me. So even when I don't want to show up, I do. So my YouTube channel is THE_EcoSam, ECOSAM. It's the same as my Instagram. I have a contest on Instagram running until the end of the night tonight. So definitely check it out if you want a chance to win an EcoSam print. And yeah.
Oh my
check out
God.
my blog.
I forgot that. When is it? I forgot.
You gotta go on Instagram. You gotta get Instagram.
I'm never
Yeah,
on Instagram. That's why I forgot.
You get to go look at art and engage on it, and then you get entered in the chance to win a print.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Look.
But it ends tonight. So if you get on there tomorrow, Mike, you're out. Sorry.
Okay. So for you, I will get on Instagram.
Thank you.
No, Facebook and Instagram.
And you went on Facebook for me too, so you know I'm
okay.
you know we're bringing you into the world.
You
Remember,
should.
sharing is caring.
You
Sharing?
should play that friendship card. Hell yeah, you should.
This is my Care Bear stare.
Absolutely.
You got
I
it
agree.
because
Plus, it's so difficult to choose, you know, the favorite prints. They are so fantastic. Every single one of them is like, forget it. I kept looking and looking and looking. At, okay. She says not to just like all of them. What if I like all of them?
yeah.
I love that. Well, then your vote counts for all of them. What I'm
They
basically
really are.
doing is I want to see which images get the most engagement, and the top 5 I'll include in my first collection with phase 1 launch on my website, which is happening also very soon. So I just want input because obviously there's too many to choose from. So I want to see what other people want to see.
Yeah. And listen, I mean, if somebody's not into it, there's so many people who are, and that's what I mean. It's like just because you don't like ice cream. I mean, if you don't like ice cream, nothing Ben and Jerry's puts out is going to make you smile. But let me tell you, there's a lot of people who like it, and that's. I wish I did it. Like you know, take it somewhere else. I'm here to serve. That's it. So, and real quick, I got to give a shout out because I seen, and I don't have all of them. I know comments disappeared, tech issues, but I want to give shout outs. Shane, right? We got April, who took the time off and she's still here. Mr. Russ, talk about inspiring. Holy cow, dude, right? And then there's a couple people that I have brand new that's on the way to the Hounds or we're doing something special. I saw him. Where is he? There's, well, oh, I know who that is. That's Sarah Polyakov. Oh my God, I can't believe I said that almost right. I hope I said it fast. That is her, folks. I know I saw her in here. Where? Oh, Yolanda came. Yay! Julie Johnson was here. Look at that. I know I'm reading the list like I'm Santa Claus, y'all.
There was a moment I was like, you know, we're still live, right, Mike?
We are still live, yeah, and I don't care because you know I think most people may have went to bed by now, but I'm going to give a shout out because that's what I do because this makes me smile. Even Phil Davis, fulfilled. Like you'll hear us say that because that's it, you know. Phil.
Oh, I love that.
Fulfillment. I feel fulfilled, but you got to spell it PHIL. Yeah, I know I saw her. Let's see. There you go. Brand new hound. So thrilled to have her in here. She runs with Shar Murphy. And I don't know if I made this announcement, if anybody's still here. Speaking of books and anthologies, that's why I'm not jealous of Kevin, because guess what? I got offered to be on the forward of a book, to write the forward of Volume 8 for Mission Hope.
Well, good. That's fantastic.
Thank you, because that's a high honor. And I really believe in what they're doing and everything that they're about. And you know what I did? I went ahead and started working on it. I didn't wait till the last minute. I was like, hey, I sent it to her. I was like, am I on the right track or train? Just checking. She's like, oh, good job. This is going. I've only wrote in 2 books, and that was with Dr. CJ. And she made it so easy. Even a caveman and a redneck can do it kind of stuff. So, you know, I was like, you know, you can't say you're a 2-time international best-selling co-author and then can't write a forward. Like, you got to let people know. But anyway, it was a blast. And guess who's coming on next week?
Who?
Keith Mercer. He is going to be our hotline guest, the one and only. We're going to chop it up big time. This man, ooh, I can't wait. We had a conversation. I said, stop the combo. This needs to be live. Are you kidding me? And that follows up with the next guy who I talked to today, Showtime Watkins, Deshaun Watkins.
Oh, he was here.
That's right.
Nice.
That's right. This guy, so I was, like I meet a lot of people. I was scrolling YouTube too late on a Friday, Saturday, since they're, you know, California time, right? So it's like 9 o'clock. And I turned into a 6-year-old. turned into a 6-year-old. It reminded me of waking up watching Jerry the King Lawler on USWA Wrestling. Man, these guys were just raw. Like they were doing it. It was professional. And I went, man, I was like, don't comment. Don't. It's the Hounds of Business. I had to. I was like, this is so much fun. And he saw that. And then all of a sudden, YouTube separated us. We just lost contact for like 2 months because he's on Instagram. I don't like Instagram much.
Were you about to?
Yeah, well, when the whole hanging out with Bill in Silicon Valley, I was like, you know what? You know me. I love people. I'm intrigued by people who do great things. I saw it. And we had a conversation today. It took me 1 minute. I said, yeah, this guy's real. Like we got a lot in common. So, folks, stay tuned because I have a feeling you might see good old Showtime and the Redneck on the podcast coming up soon. So, he'll be at Networking Tuesday. So
Yeah.
I'm real.
Yes, you can hear all about the exciting updates for Kindness Worldwide meditation.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
we got tons. So, folks,
That's
don't
exciting.
just come. All right. So I'm going to let it go because it's tired. I know everybody's tired. Everybody's writing anthologies, winning awards. Time for me to stop talking.
I got a meeting in 3 minutes.
You
Thank
better
you.
go. And I'm glad you paid the electric bill. Good job.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
job.
I did just pay the electric bill today. How did you know that?
Yeah, there's light. Even though I did, I was like, we're going to send her some candles.
Flicker?
Yes, it did flicker. You gotta listen there.
Yeah, the universe was like, you want me to turn it off, Mike? Okay.
Knock on wood. All right.
I
All
gotta
right,
go.
everybody.
Bye.
I appreciate
Thanks
you.
for
Bye bye.
We'll have fun. See you on the next one. Same time next week. Let me roll the outro. Appreciate you all. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.